You'll find the link to beginner's wallet setup guide in the description and pinned in comments below. Most people lose money in crypto for one reason, and nobody realizes it until it's too late. It's not bad luck, it's not the market, it's what they do when the market crashes. In the last bear market, 87% of new investors sold at the bottom and never came back. But there's a way to survive it and even get richer while everyone else is panicking. In the next 30 minutes, I'll show you exactly how. By the end of this video, you will know the 3 bear market strategies that protect your money when everything crashes. You'll learn the emotional trap that 9 out of 10 beginners fall into and how to avoid it. You will learn you will also learn the long-term positioning that turns bear markets into your biggest advantage. But here's the dangerous part. There's one mistake most beginners make that wipes out all of their progress, and I'll reveal it at the halfway point. Stick with me because what I show you at 15 minutes could save you thousands. If you want simple crypto education without the confusing jargon, subscribe now. We post videos every week that help beginners avoid expensive mistakes and build real long-term wealth in crypto. Here's something almost nobody talks about. Bear markets aren't the enemy. They are actually the best opportunity in crypto. But there's a catch. If you don't understand how they work, they'll destroy your portfolio. A bear market is simply when prices drop for a long time. In crypto, drops of 70 to 80% is normal, sometimes even more. Think of it like a sale at a store, but instead of clothes, you're buying the future of money. Most people see red and panic. Smart investors see red and see opportunity. Imagine you love a certain shoe brand. Normally a pair costs $200. Then one day the entire store is 70% off. Do you run away or do you buy more? In crypto, the shoes are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other strong projects. The sale is the bear market. Here's the fear. If you sell now, you lock in your losses forever. But if you hold or even buy more, you set yourself up to win when the market recovers. This is where most people lose everything. Not because the market killed them, but because they killed themselves by selling at the bottom. But there's a specific emotional trap, a mental mistake that makes almost every newbie sell at the worst possible time. And I'm going to show you exactly what it is in the next section. There's one emotion that destroys more crypto portfolios than hacks, scams, or bad coins. And it's not what you think. It's not greed, it's fear. When prices drop, your brain starts screaming, get out, save what's left. This is your survival instinct. It worked when our ancestors were running from lions. But in crypto, it makes you lose money. I remember talking to a beginner in 2022. He bought Bitcoin at $60,000. When it dropped to $30,000, he panicked and sold. Then it dropped to $16,000. He cried. Then it went back up to $60,000 and then to $100,000. He never got back in. He didn't lose because the market was bad. He lost because his emotions were in control. Here's the truth. Fear is not your enemy. Letting fear drive is your enemy. Imagine this. you lose 50% of your portfolio. But then you realize you made the right decision by holding. 2 years later, you are up 300%. That's the power of emotional discipline. But if you don't train your mind, you will repeat the same mistake again and again. So, how do you train your brain to stay calm when everything is crashing? There's a simple three-step framework, and it's used by the most successful crypto investors in the world. I'll show you that framework in the next section. There are exactly three strategies that separate the winners from the losers in the bear market, and almost nobody talks about all three together. Let's open them one by one. Strategy 1, dollar cost averaging. Instead of trying to time the market, you buy a fixed amount every week or month, no matter what the price is. Think of it like paying your rent. You don't wait for the perfect month to pay rent. You just pay it consistently. In crypto, this means you automatically buy more when prices are low and less when prices are high. Strategy 2, diversification within quality. Don't put everything into one coin. Split your money between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe one or two strong altcoins. But don't over diversify into random meme coins. That's not diversification, that's gambling. Strategy 3, long term time horizon. Decide beforehand how long you're willing to hold. 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Write it down. Stick to it. One investor I know set a rule: I will not sell Bitcoin for at least 5 years, no matter what. In 2022, his portfolio dropped 70%. He didn't sell. 2 years later, he was up 250%. Imagine knowing with absolute certainty that if you just hold, you will be way ahead in 3 years. That's the power of these three strategies. They remove emotion, they remove panic, they remove the guesswork. But here's the dangerous part. Even if you use all three strategies, there's one hidden mistake that can still wipe out everything. And I'm going to reveal it right after this. Here's the mistake most viewers make, and it's so common, even experienced investors fall for it. It's not selling too early, it's picking bad coins. It's not picking bad coins, it's using leverage. Leverage means borrowing money to trade bigger positions. You might think if Bitcoin goes up 10%, I can make 100% with 10 times leverage. But here's the reality: if Bitcoin drops just 10%, you're liquidated. You lose everything. In the last bear market, over 90% of leverage traders lost their entire account within 6 months. If you are a beginner, the smartest thing you can do is never use leverage. Period. Imagine working hard, saving money, learning all the right strategies, and then blowing it all in one night because you used 20 times leverage. That's how quick it is. But if you stay unleveraged, you can survive anything the market throws at you. So now you know the three strategies and the biggest mistake to avoid. But there's one final piece: the long term positioning that turns bear markets into your biggest advantage. And that's what we are covering in the next section. Most people see a bear market and think, I'm losing money. But the smartest investors see it and think, I'm building my future. Here's how they do it. Step 1, pick your core assets: Bitcoin and Ethereum. should be your foundation. They have the strongest track record. Step 2. Set your allocation. For beginners, a simple split is 50% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, 20% other strong projects. Step 3. Automate your buying. Step up weekly or monthly buys. That is, set up weekly or monthly buys. No emotion, no timing, just consistency. Step 4. Ignore the noise. Turn off news notifications. Stop checking your portfolio every day. Check it once a month or once a quarter. One investor I know set up auto buys in 2018. He never sold. He barely checked his account. By 2021, his portfolio was up 10 times. By 2024, it was up 20 times. He didn't get lucky. He just stayed consistent. Imagine 5 years from now, looking back at this moment and realizing this bear market was the best thing that ever happened to you. Because that's when you built your position. That's when you stayed calm. That's when you got ahead of everyone else. But there's one final question, one thing that separates people who actually succeed from the people who just think they will. And that's what we are covering in the final section. After all this, what actually separates the winners from the losers is crypto. In crypto, it's not intelligence, it's not money, it's not even luck, it's discipline. Winners stick to their plan even when it's painful. They don't check their portfolio every day. They don't chase hype. They don't use leverage. They don't panic sell. Losers react emotionally. They chase every new coin. They use leverage. They sell at the bottom. They give up. Crypto is not about being the smartest. It's about being the most consistent. If you can stay calm when everyone else is panicking, you will win. If you can keep buying when everyone else is selling, you will win. This is your moment. You can either repeat the same mistakes as everyone else, or you can be different. You can be the person who stays calm, who stays consistent, who wins in the long run. If this video helped you, do me one favor. Subscribe if you want to stay ahead in crypto without wasting years learning the hard way. We post new videos every week that break down complex crypto topics into simple beginner-friendly lessons. Join our community of smart long-term investors. People who don't panic, don't gamble, and don't chase hype. But before you invest in any coin, watch this next video here. We break down the exact habits of successful crypto investors and how they manage their portfolios without stress. It could save you from one of the biggest beginner mistakes in crypto. I'll see you in the next one.